Probably.
Oh, hi, you want to come on in? I was born and raised in Nebraska. It was a great place to grow up. A lot of freedom. You get on your bike, you go wherever you want to go. And so it was a great childhood. My role model was really my grandmother growing up. She was a very independent woman, just was an incredible lady, and I loved her tremendously. She was a three-piece suit all the time, a great big rhinestone brooch. She just was a woman to contend with. As a woman in higher ed, you're kind of advised you need to wear X, you need to act like Y, and it's really hard not to lose yourself. And so trying to be a woman and be genuinely yourself, I think, was the biggest hurdle. But I think I've managed it. I'm still me. When I was in college, I never met the president. I had no idea who the president was, and so I think students are a little shocked when I walk up and sit down at a table, or I stop them all on the sidewalk around campus. I think they're kind of shocked that I stop and talk to them, but once they start talking, they warm up, and it's just really tremendously rewarding.
She does her best to come out and to support the different types of events we have, whether it be dining services, whether it be games. I've seen her in the cafeteria before, so just allowing her to show her face and letting people know that she is present within the university.
I did start a Twitter account to try. I initially started it to be informed about what was going on around the campus, but it ended up being my way to also reach out to the students. And so the students would get on Twitter and start to complain about something, and I would check it out and find out it's a legitimate complaint, we need to fix it. And I wouldn't have known a lot of what I know about ESU if it weren't for the Twitter account. It's also fun. I often will have a mother or father come up and say, I follow you on Twitter. It's like, okay. Because that is fun, because they need to know what's going on too. So the Twitter account has been quite a machine.
About 3 years ago, we were walking across campus, and a bunch of students came out and said, Dr. Welsh, Dr. Welsh, Dr. Welsh, would you take a photo with us, do a selfie? And then one student grabbed me and said, would you mind taking a picture? And I'm saying, can I get in the picture? No, we don't want you in the picture. We just want Dr. Welsh. And it just stands out that she is so connected with the students, and they're connected with her.
I think being a university president is a 24/7 job, and so I really am never off the clock. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's always in some way answering questions about the university or representing the university, and so there really isn't much off the clock unless I'm watching the NCIS or Game of Thrones or something. A presidential search is pretty complex and long. It takes about 6 months, and so you apply and then you go through different series of interviews, have an airport interview and then an on-campus interview, and so it's a multi-step process to eventually get to the point where they make you an offer. And I was delighted when I got the offer and accepted it.
She takes ownership in the university. She's everywhere. She's on campus. She's at events. She knows the students know her. She's on her Twitter account. She does all the stuff you're supposed to do to make sure that she makes contact with people. She takes ownership in her decisions. She takes ownership in what people do at her direction. I think she takes ownership in the departments. I think it's a credit to her and the university and what goes on.
What I really like is the way that she can smoothly glide between fancy formal galas, where I have been with her on many occasions, and just hanging out with friends in a very casual way in this town. I engage with her as a girlfriend as well as an admirer in this town.
I think behind the scenes, it's all of the little nitty-gritty things that really keep the university running. Everything isn't a talk in front of a crowd or sitting and having lunch with a student. There really are a lot of little things that just have to get done every day. I'm very fortunate that I have an incredible team that gets a lot done for me. So oftentimes I'm just reviewing what they've done and making sure that it does represent our voice as an institution. But it's a day-to-day doing the nitty-gritty to make sure we keep running.
She has given me the opportunity to grow in my role as provost and really enrich my life personally. I truly enjoy coming to work every day at ESU, and it's primarily thanks to her leadership.
She has gone into the community and become part of the community, and she's at every function. People wonder how she can be everywhere at the same time. She really cares. That's the most important thing.
If I had to talk to a young person, I'd say get a plan. kind of think about what you really want to do. And it doesn't mean that you can't change your mind, but start in a direction and don't just wander and let things happen to you.
I would describe President Welsh as present,
Passionate, energetic, relentless.
Ownership.
Dynamic.
Vitality?
Dynamo.
So it's really hard to just say take one single word, but if I was to characterize it all in one, I would just say dedicated.